first meeting at Twerton Park between these sides for 22 years. This is the 10-minute countdown for Bar City versus Slough Time.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Rebels Radio as we're here today broadcasting from Twerton Park for today's Evo. We got promoted, didn't we? What we're in today? National League South. There we go. We know it. They're going to get there sometime, aren't we? You know. Yes, National League South Vanarama League game. It's been so long because it's old school. You see, we haven't been here for so long that I've forgotten what league we were playing. It is 22 years since Slough last played here at Twerton Park. The Spice Girls were at number one with Who Do You Think You Are? That is how old I feel at the moment. Absolutely ancient. So we're here today, Twerton Park. First time in 22 years. If you've never been to the home of Bath City, let's give you a brief description of the ground. We are in the main stand here in the inside press box, which is always a good thing. And we're along the one-hand side of the pitch. On the far-hand side opposite us, there is some terracing that's covered, and that's all the way along the pitch from corner to corner as well. Behind the two goals, there is vast terracing. This is a proper old-school football ground, and it's a great pleasure to be. Both of the ends are uncovered, so thankfully it's a lovely, sunny day here at down in Bath, and everyone seems to be enjoying it, apart from Ben Harris, who is on the pitch with a knee brace on, and it doesn't look good for Ben for the rest of the season. But details, I'm sure, will come out from the club about that. If you would like to get in contact with us here at Rebels Radio, then obviously you remember how to do it. You can do it on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio, all one word or lowercase, or you can do so via joining in with the little chat room that comes up on the YouTube that you are listening to. So already good evening to Graham and Neil, who are listening in already. So you go through there and you can have a little chat with everybody there as well. So we'll run through the two sides for you in a second. Up and coming games for what's the other games for Slough? Right, there's a couple of different things for you. The next home game for Slough is on the 2nd of March. That is a week on Saturday. Slough will be at home to Hemel Hempstead Town. Then on the 8th of March, now this is a Friday evening, 7 o'clock. It's England Schoolboys versus Wales Schoolboys, and that is held at Arbour Park. So it's a 7 o'clock kickoff for that. Tickets for an adult are a £5. I believe it's £3 for kids. So that's the next game after Saturday at Arbour Park. Will be the game for the England Schoolboys. Then on Saturday, the first team will be away to Concord Rangers, and as usual, there will be a coach going to that. So if you do want to come along to the island in Essex, we will all welcome you along and come down and support the Rebels. We're here today with some of the other games going on in the National League South. We've got a big clash. It's Dartford versus Woking, East Thurrock versus Hampton and Richmond Borough, Eastbourne Borough versus Wealdstone. We've got Gloucester City at home to Chelmsford City, Hemel Hempstead Town versus Concord Rangers. It's Hungerford Town versus Welling United, Oxford City versus Billericay Town, St Albans versus Truro City, Torquay United versus Dulwich, and Weston-super-Mare versus Chip and Ham. So those are your other games as well today. There's a couple of changes for Bath City in their side. They've got an on-loan player in Joe Romansky, who's on loan playing straight into their squad today. Slough will start with a different formation. We'll give you those two sets of teams for you in a second. And it's a glorious sunny day here today, and we've very kindly got a couple of people who are just standing in front of us. It's blocking the glare off the actual top of the dugouts, which is quite good. So at the moment that's quite handy. We'll run through the two sides for you as well. Just a reminder that the Supporters Trust, who are one of our sponsors, have got a sponsored walk on the 23rd of March. They will be walking from Arbour Park to the Woking's Kingfield Stadium, or the Laithwaite Stadium if you want to give it sponsor's name. You can book a place where you can walk. You can still book. There's 20 odd walkers at the moment. The money will be split between the Slough Town Supporters Trust and the Pit Stop charity, or you can donate, and there should be, if you go to the Slough Town Supporters Trust website, a PayPal thing that you can click on to put a donation into there. So you can always do that if you want to do that and help support a cause that Slough will always be into. Local charities. It's good to support one that deals with getting young kids into decent workplaces and giving them an unskilled education. So there you go. Let's go through. We've got about 5 minutes before kick-off here this afternoon. Let's run through the two sides for you then. So for Bath City, you'll be playing in black and white striped shirts with black shorts and black socks. In goal is Ryan Clark. 3 is the captain Anthony Straker. 5 is Jack Batten, 8 Sean Rigg, 9 is Freddie Hines, 11 is Ross Stern, 14 Adam Mann, 15 is Robbie Cundy, 16 Joe Rains, 17 is Joe Romansky, 18 is James Morton. Substitutes for the Romans this afternoon, it's 6 Frankie Arter, 7 Andy Watkins, 10 Ryan Brunt, 13 Harvey Wells Richards, who's a goalkeeper, and 19 is Tom Smith. For the Rebels, there is obviously a change with the fact that Ben Harris is out and Chris Flood has failed a late fitness test. So in goal for the Rebels is Jack Turner. Sean Fraser, after scoring only his 5th goal in 301 appearances, stays as right back in number 2. 3 George Wells, 4 Sam Togwell, 5 is Mark Nisbet, 6 is Lee Togwell, 7 is Louis Saws, 8 Billy Clifford, 9 is Manny Williams, 10 Matt Lynch, and 11 is Warren Harris. Substitutes then for the Rebels are 12 Josh Chapman, 14 Guy Hollis, 15 Simon Dunn, 16 Tommy Woods, and 18 is the goalkeeper Trent Phillips. So those are your two sides. I'll run through that 11 for you as well just before half time. Oh, there's loads of you on listening this afternoon. Good afternoon to Graham Tompkins, who's watching at Twerton. I guess I'm in the press box. I'm going to wave, Graham. If you can see me waving, that's me. I don't know where you are, but I'm waving at you. You must be in the bar. Conor McNish is listening from Harrow Borough versus Poole Town. And we've got Roscoe Bros who's listening in. And we've got Bald Raven. There's the two sides come out here at Twerton Park. Slough are in their away kit of all blue. Bald Raven is stuck in Warwick, but listening via us. So have a good journey down, and there you go. So Bath do have squad numbers, which will make my life really confusing. Slough are in their light blue kit. The goalkeepers, Ryan Clark wearing yellow, Jack Turner wearing blue. We're sharing the press box with their Tannoy man at the moment, so we'll let him go carry on.
5 Mark Nisbet, 6 Lee Togwell, 7 Louis Saws, 8 Billy Clifford, 9 Manny Williams, 10 Matthew Lynch, and number 11 Warren Harris. The substitutes are Slough this afternoon: number 12 Josh Chapman, 14 Guy Hollis, 15 Simon Dunn, 16 Tommy Wood, and number 18 Trent Phillips.
So that's your Slough lineup for this afternoon. And we're just waiting for you. The referee today is Mr. Alex Blake, and he's assisted by Alex James and Adam Baker. So surely no relation to Neil Baker. So we've got a very high position here at Twerton Park's press box. Good afternoon to Ian, who's listening in as well. So we'll just wait for the Tannoy announcer to finish before we crack on with everything that you need to know.
Today's officials, the referee, Mr. Alex Blake. He'll be assisted by Mr. Alex James and Mr. Adam Baker.
Just a reminder that we will have also the halftime quiz, which I know you guys absolutely love out there, and today's is going to be quite a hard one. Sorry. So there you go. And we're just waiting for the photos to be taken in the centre with today's mascots. So the mascot and referees and whatever, just having that, the two captains are about to shake hands, and we'll decide which side goes which. It looks as though Slough will be shooting from right to left for the first half. In theory, they are going down the slope. And it looks as though Slough will also have the kick-off here this afternoon. So Slough shooting right to left down the slope. And it's all in the hands of our referee.
It's the Romans versus the Rebels. It's Bath City versus Slough Town. Here we go, City, and enjoy the game.
So just waiting for the referee to blow his whistle. It's Lee Togwell standing over this kick-off here for Slough. All eyes on our referee, Mr. Blake. And we're just waiting. He's taking his time. There it is, the kick-off here, and the ball played back here to Clifford, who's closed down immediately. Ball played forwards here by Slough, looking for Soares. It's headed back, and it's just kept in there by Clark, who the goalkeeper, from a back header there by Jack Batten, and it's in the arms of Clark, all dressed in yellow this afternoon. The Bath City goalkeeper. The last two games between these two sides have ended 0-0. Will it finish the same here this afternoon? Long kick down the field here. Sam Togwell heads it backwards. And Mark Nisbet with the header away comes on the far hand side to Strake. He hits it straight at Lee Togwell, and Togwell can bring the ball out for Slough. Up the front here towards Manny Williams. Holds the ball up just inside the Bath City half. Little ball played forwards there by Clifford. Gives the ball away to Romansky. And the ball's been played inside here to Straker. Straker trying to play it. Nice little cushion pass here towards Hines. Hines 40 yards away from goal. Under pressure. Lovely ball played out here on the far hand side towards Rains. Rains being forced wide here by Wells. Chance to cross into the box. He plays it deep to the edge of the 18-yard line. It's hooked clear by Slough now for a throw to Bath City. It's halfway inside the Slough half. It'll be Rains who looks like he's going to take the throw for the home side. Still a glare off that home dugout. And a quick throw inside. He tries to get the ball back. Lynch tries to close him down, and it comes off Lynch last for another throw to Bath City. Again, Rains is the player that takes it. He's edging closer to the 18-yard box to Slough. Loose throw inside. It's flicked on here. Intercepted by Louis Soares, finding Lee Togwell. Togwell just takes it on his chest under pressure and wins a foul there for a free kick on him, and a free kick taken quickly by Slough with Sam Togwell finding George Wells. Wells back inside here towards Nisbet, forward towards Wells, and Wells trying to turn under pressure here from Stern, clears down the line, straight out of play for a throw to Bath. And it will be Batten who comes across to take this throw for the home side, and he's up just inside the Slough half with this throw, takes it in early here, and finds Rigg. Rigg under pressure from Manny Williams. Ball comes out on the far hand side to Romansky. Pull play forwards by Straker into the centre here, being held up well by Bath. Inside here back towards Rigg. Rigg in towards Batten. Batten immediately under pressure, finding Rains down the right hand side. Rains just inside the Slough half. Back inside here towards Morton. Morton orchestrated in the far. Straker gets on the rear hand side of Sean Fraser. Not the best of headers by Sam Togwell. Ball back here with Straker down that right hand side, just stretches to keep hold of the ball. Sam Togwell sticks with him and wins the ball and brings it out for Slough. Looking for the ball down here for Soares. Soares takes it unorthodox on his head and can't keep the ball in and out of play for a throw to Bath City. Slough playing down that slope, and I think the slope just getting the better of Louis Soares down this near hand side. Bannon to take this throw. Gained a few yards from where the ball went out, but the ball's been thrown in. Headed away by Wells, only as far as Rains. Rains ball inside here to finding Hines. Hines crossing the ball to the edge of the 18-yard box, looking for someone on the far-hand side, but no one there. And Warren Harris can get to the ball for Slough. Plays it back here towards Turner. Turner under pressure, just skies the ball up in the air. And Straker and Warren Harris go for the ball. Straker wins it on the far-hand side. Crosses first time, slipped by Nisbet. And it gives a bit of space here on the far-hand side towards Rains. Rains gets a cross in hard and low. Nisbet blocks it in there, and there's an offside here against Bath City and a free kick to the Rebels. And the offside given roughly inside the 6-yard box here for Slough. And it's Jack Turner with this kick, though, easily headed away there by Rigg. Comes inside here towards Stern. Stern finding Rains again. Rains hits it straight at George Wells. Hits Wells on the hand, but it's gone out for a throw to Bath, and the referee just telling Rains to come back. He's going to leave it for Batten to take the throw. 10 yards inside the Slough half. Batten looking for a bit of movement. And yet to come, and it comes in the end from Hines. Hines takes it on his chest, hooks the ball over the top, but it's got too much on it. Rolls out of play for the first goal kick of the afternoon for Slough. And Jack Turner will take it. We'll try and keep you up to date with scores. Matt Lynch is just changing his boots here for some strange reason. And Jack Turner just wasting a little bit of time by going across to the far side to take this kick. So Lynch just got some slip-ons on, I think, now from change of boots there for Lynch. And Turner with this kick down the field here on the far hand side. Up towards Manny Williams. Hits him on the back. And a slip by Warren Harris allows Straker to bring the ball out. Plays it back here towards Rigg. Rigg first time ball forwards. Lynch there with the header away. It comes to Sean Fraser, who's muscled off the ball. Ball little header behind here. And they got behind Sam Togwell. Chance to come out. Chance to score. Oh, and it's put wide by Hines, who had a great chance there. And as Jack Turner came out, Hines tried to just glimpse it round him and put it into the top corner. But it went wide of the goal, and a real let-off for the Rebels there this afternoon. And I think the pace of Hines in the second half coming down the slope will be a real struggle for the Rebels, which is mostly why they've decided to kick off down the slope this first half. Hopefully he gets a little bit tired and won't be as fast down that hill. Good numbers of Slough fans travelling. They're still trying to put their flags up so far. As Turner takes his kick again down the field, aimed towards Warren Harris. He tries to win the flick on. Morton won it, and then gets a lucky ricochet ball over the top here again. And Sam Togwell has to hook the ball away. Slough not defensively correct at the moment. The header won on there by Stern, and it's played back towards the goalkeeper Jack Turner. And then Turner tries to play it out on the far hand side, easily intercepted by Rains, and he beats Lynch to the ball, but his ball forward is intercepted by George Wells, and Wells now has to try to put it on the far hand side, trying to find Manny Williams, but Straker intercepts, and the ball played here towards Rigg, back out towards Straker down that right hand side, inside towards Rigg, who's immediately under pressure, plays the ball inside here, finding Cundy. Cundy's ball up here towards Stern, buckled outside towards Rains, takes it well on his chest there, hits a cross in. It's deflected off the foot of George Wells and finds Nisbet. Nisbet's ball to Wells is cleared down the line, but only as far as Batten. Inside here towards Cundy. Cundy turns in and finds Romansky. Just being pressured by Louis Soares. Ball forwards here over the top here for Mann to chase, but it's run through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. Sun just seems like a dip in a little bit here in Bath. And the ball's in the hands of Jack Turner. Turner just has the ball on his 18-yard line. And he's closed down by Hines. Takes a long kick down. Manny Williams not going to win that header against Batten. He allows Batten to win the header. Lynch wins the next header. Volley clear by Batten. And Slough yet to get into the Bath City half. It's flicked on there by Mann. And it comes off the head of Nisbet for a throw to Bath. And Rains wants to take it quickly. Stern option for him. He throws it inside here towards Mann. Mann holds the ball up back here towards Stern. Down this right hand side. Inside here towards Rigg. Rigg trying to create a bit of space. Gets the ball here towards Rains. Little back heel into the path of Mann. But the tackle comes in from Clifford for Slough. And Clifford can play the ball down the line, but it's intercepted by Batten. Slough can't get out of their own half at the moment. Ball played into the box. Fraser is muscled off the ball, but there's an offside against Hines, and it's a free kick to Slough. We've played 8 minutes, 0-0 between the two sides, and Slough haven't troubled Clark in the Bath City goal. His yellow kit is unblemished. As Turner takes the free kick here for the Rebels. Again, long ball forwards against Slough with no forward striker. Headed away by Batten. Ball inside here by Nisbet finding Lynch. Lynch just gets a cheap free kick there for a silly lunge there by Rigg on Lynch. And it gives Slough the opportunity to put the ball into the box. Clifford is going to come across to take this for the Rebels. It's around about 5 yards inside the Bath City half. Nisbet is just wandering forwards here for Slough. And Warren Harris tries to make a run here. Clifford's ball on the far side. Finds Nisbet into the box. Headed away though by Batten on the 18-yard line. Back outside here to Clifford, who heads the ball forward. Lynch going for it. He wins the header. Through to Manny Williams. Chance for Slough. And he's hit the outside of the post with Clark beaten. And it's a goal kick to Bath City. But Slough with a first effort on target, hitting the post. And a flick on there through for Slough. And Williams just didn't get the best of touches on that one, unfortunately. But it's out of play for a goal kick. Good afternoon to Mike O'Loughlin, who's listening. And somebody called ZXT Gamers 123. I don't know who you are, ZXT, but good afternoon. Mike O'Loughlin's on the train to Machu Picchu in Peru. I don't think you're going to make it for kick-off. Mike, ball play forward by Warren Harris, in towards Manny Williams. Slips past the challenge here and then chips the ball forwards, but Soares is offside and it's blocked by Clark anyway, but the ball eventually played through as they turn past Cundy, but an offside flag up against Slough. They've taken the free kick quickly of Bath, and it's here with Cundy. He plays the ball here, looking for Rains, but it's intercepted by Mark Nisbet. Ball's here with Lynch, finding Nisbet down the left-hand side. Being forced wide here is Nisbet up in a forward position. Needs a bit of help. It comes from George Wells. Wells closed down by Mann, but Wells skips past the challenge, has the ball still with his feet. Inside here towards Lynch, down this left-hand side. Lynch inside towards Wells. Wells going to cross the ball first time. Headed away to the edge of the box where it's Stern who gets there. House gets a flick on towards Soares. Soares gets a shot across. And it's saved by Clark, I think, got the last touch. It's out for a corner to Slough. And the first corner of the game goes to the Rebels. All coming from the fact that Mark Nisbet ventured down the left-hand side here. And Billy Clifford will take the corner on the far-hand side. Outswinging corner here for Slough. And Sam Togwell, Mark Nisbet coming forwards for the Rebels. So it's on the far right-hand side is this corner. And Clifford takes it, floated into the box, too close to the goalkeeper. That's a good claim by the Bath City stopper there, who just climbed above one of his players to pin that ball out of the sky. And he's just organising his team, trying to push Rains to the far right-hand side. And Bath City playing with almost a 3-5-2 formation here. Kick up the field here. It's flicked on by Fraser in towards Warren Harris. Manny Williams just tries to get it intercepted by Straker. Straker gets the ball back here under pressure, pokes a little ball inside, and then Slough putting some pressure on. It's cleared in the end by Cundy up field. Nisbet trying to win the ball, but it's headed on by Mann, and it will just about roll through to the penalty area for Jack Turner to take. Rolls it out here towards George Wells, back towards Turner, being chased down here by Mann. Turner's ball played forward, picks out Matt Lynch, who plays the ball inside but gives the ball away. Togwell does really well to win the ball back here for Slough, finding Clifford. Clifford now on the far hand side towards Fraser. Fraser coming down that slope, being chased down here by Hines. Hines holds him up well, but the ball comes back out here towards Clifford. Clifford then little pass inside towards Warren Harris. Tries to skip past Strake and gets caught. Then the referee is given a free kick to the Rebels on the far hand side, roughly around about halfway inside the Bath half, which is quite hard to say. We've got the doors shut here at in the press box. I can't hear if the Slough fans are making noise, but I can hear them singing, see them singing even. So I guess they're making a little bit of noise. It's a free kick here to Slough on the far side, a couple of yards away from the touchline. Billy Clifford is the man who goes over to take it for the Rebels. And he whips the ball into the box, headed away easily by Cundy. Out here towards Fraser, wins the next header. Clifford with the ball in, intercepted here by Morton, only as far as Sam Togwell, who's under pressure from Mann and goes back towards Jack Turner. He plays it out here towards Matt Lynch, down the left-hand side. Lynch takes a touch with that change of boots. Under pressure, though, from Rains, and has to go back towards the goalkeeper, Turner. Turner, long kick down the field. Looking for Soares, batting with the header inside. There's an offside against Slough, and it'll be a free kick to Bath City. Good evening to Tosh Sharma, who's listening just back from Los Angeles. He's a little bit jet-lagged. That is no excuse, Tosh. You should be here. Ball played forwards down the line here. Nisbet ducks underneath it. Comes through to George Wells on his chest. Hooks the ball clear. And Cundy's underneath it. Good little cushion header there, finding Romansky as he back pedals. Romansky's ball forwards. Headed away, though, by Lee Togwell. Romansky gets a second chance to volley it forwards, only as far as George Wells, who plays it forwards in towards Batten. Batten takes it on his chest. Lynch tries to intercept. Slough looking for a free kick. Don't get it. And Bannon goes back towards the goalkeeper, Clark. Clark has plenty of time. Not being pressurised by Slough here this afternoon. And as time as the sun comes back out here on this glorious sunny day. And Clark just chips the ball forwards, looking for Rains. Headed away there, and Rains clashes into George Wells, and there's a free kick for the Rebels. Referee just having a quiet word with Joe Rains, previously at Frome Town. And Slough take the free kick quickly with Nisbet finding George Wells. Wells down the line towards Soares. Soares holds it back up in towards Wells. Wells holding up here against... and nutmegs Rains there. Tries to get the ball in. Intercepted, but Lee Togwell wins it back for Slough. Running with the ball. Rigg pulls him back. And a free kick here for the Rebels. And the referee will have a word with Rigg there. And I think he's actually going to give him the first yellow card of the day, which is a bit strange. It's Stern, sorry, he gets the yellow card. And that on 15 minutes for a pullback there. So Slough with a free kick 10 yards inside the Bath half. I'm going to say that all day, aren't I? Bath half. Clifford it is that's going to come over and stand and take this for Slough. And again, he's just waiting for some movement. Plays it in on the far hand side. It's well taken again by Clark under the pressure of Mark Nisbet. Nisbet just making sure he's all right as he landed there. And Clark rolls it out here towards Batten. Batten under pressure from Swords. Goes long down the field. And Lee Togwell up against Mann. Togwell with a header, but Mann gets goal side and just sees the ball out for a corner to Bath City, their first of the game. And Mann will be the player that takes it, and Bath will send up their three centre-backs in Batten, Romansky and Cundy. And so now with some defending to do here, as this in-swinging corner will come in from Adam Mann. Hines has come short to try and pull Fraser out of the defence. A cross comes into the box. It's a free header, and it's tipped over the top there. Well, I thought it was tipped over the top, but the referee doesn't seem to think that Turner got a touch to it. The header coming from Romansky, but over the top of the bar. Looked like Jack Turner got a touch to me, but the referee said goal kick to the Rebels. But a good chance there for Bath City. Both sides having a decent chance so far this first half. Remains 0-0 with just gone 15 minutes played. Turner with this long kick down the field here. George Wells trying to come in and win the header. It's won back by Rains. Header only as far as Nisbet. It's his little ball forwards, headed on. And Rains gets there. Sorry, it's a Stern with their first. Back here towards Batten. Batten's ball inside. Clever little ball finding Morton. Just stood on the ball there accidentally and it put himself under pressure. And Batten goes back towards goalkeeper Clark. Saws will chase him down. And Clark chips it out on the far hand side, looking for Straker. Straker does well to head the ball on for Hines to chase. Hines up against Sam Togwell. Hines holds the balls up, level with the 18-yard box. Cuts inside well, still running with the ball. Just the challenge comes in, a good challenge from Sean Fraser. And ball here with Clifford. Clifford just, he gets a cheap free kick there. The referee sort of just played on, but a foul there by Hines, and Slough have a free kick. And the referee may be a little bit pedantic on that one, as could have just let Slough have the ball. But it's a free kick which Jack Turner will come across to take for Slough. Halfway inside his own half. Wells in a forward position for the Rebels down this left-hand side. And we're just waiting for this free kick to be taken here by Turner. Goes down the near-hand side looking for Saws. Saws up against Straker. Straker wins the ball, but forced wide and then hits it that Saws goes out of play for a throw to Bath City deep inside their own half there, and Straker will take it roughly about 10 yards from the corner flag. So now we'll try to pin Bath in on that far hand side, and the throw comes in. Clifford wins the header in towards Lynch, who has to stretch for it, finding George Wells. Wells central position, chips the ball over, finding Williams. Williams is onside, just couldn't take it down properly. Forces a good save from Clark, low down to his left, and out for another corner to Slough. But Manny Williams playing up front on his own this afternoon. Belittling his age of 126, and it's a corner to Slough which Clifford will go across to take. So an outswinging corner here to the Rebels. Good evening to Gavin Way and Gary Thomas for listening in as we wait for this outswinging corner here from the Rebels to come in for Slough. Played in deep to the far hand side. George Wells tries to get there. Head comes off. Final header comes off Sam Togwell. It's well wide of the goal, and a goal kick to the home side. And I think the referee has actually given a foul for some reason in inside the box. It's actually a free kick to Bath City. And it's taken long by Clark. It's Nisbet who heads it on. Flicked on by Lynch. One back by Cundy who heads it on. Sam Togwell with the next header. Batten wins the next header. There's Stern looking for a free kick. Doesn't get it. The ball's here with Fraser. Inside towards Warren Harris. Harris inside the centre circle. Finding Fraser down the right hand side. Being urged to travel down that side. Holds the ball up here and finds Clifford. Clifford 25 yards away from goal. Needs a bit of help. Comes from Saws. Saws just being forced wide of the goal. Looks to have a shot from distance. It's well wide of the goal. And less said about that one, the better. And it'll be a goal kick to Bath City. See if we can find you some scores. The Slough fans just going through their songs here this afternoon. Not much going on in the Premier League this afternoon, with only 2 games kicking off at 3 o'clock. Let's try and find you some scores from the National League South as it is. So far, there is only 2 games with goals in. It's Hemel Hempstead 2, Concord Rangers 0, Torquay 2, Dulwich 0. Every other game is 0-0, unfortunately. So not a lot of goals around in the National League South. Clark's kick is headed on by Nisbet, comes through to Williams. Williams' little cushion header into the path of Soares. Soares tries to flick it on. One back here by Morton. Morton then finds a bit of space and into the path of Straker. Straker coming up the slope down the left-hand side. Being held up here by Clifford. Clifford holding him up well. Back here towards Rigg. Rigg's heavy touch allows Lynch to get a touch in, and he plays it off Rigg for a throw to Slough. 21 minutes gone, 0-0. Quick throw here finding Clifford. Clifford down the line looking for Lynch. Lynch does well to hold the ball up, and it's brought down the right hand side with Warren Harris. Comes down 10 yards away. Crosses in. It's over the head of Manny Williams, and Rains with the clearance away. Soares will win it back though for Slough. Inside here towards Clifford. Clifford beating the referee. Flicks the ball out here towards Lynch. Holds the ball up. George Wells on the overlap if he needs him. Crosses it into the box. Far hand side is Warren Harris. Straker with the header away. And it's out of play for a throw to Slough, roughly 8 yards away from the corner flag. And Sean Fraser is the man that goes across to take the throw. And a quick throw in here towards Clifford. Clifford holding the ball up on the edge of the 18-yard. Little click inside ball to Warren Harris. Gets it back, but it's intercepted by Morton. And Morton finds Rains. Just stood on the ball as he went to clear it. Then gives the ball away to Clifford. Finding Lynch, 30 yards away from goal, trying to play it in towards Williams. Williams inside the box, holds it up, finding Clifford. Clifford trying to make space to have a shot. Good challenge though comes in from Rains to win the ball back for Bath, and it's here with Rigg. Rigg chipping it out, finding Hines. Hines will want to run at Sam Togwell all day long. Coming down that left-hand side, runs in and runs into the 2 Togwells and wins a free kick for his troubles there. And one of the Togwells is going to get a yellow card. It looks like it's going to be Lee Togwell that gets the yellow card for Slough. On 22 minutes, 23 minutes I think we'll class that. So Lee Togwell gets a very soft yellow card there for the Rebels. That's yellow card number 7 for him for the season. And it's a free kick to Bath, roughly 20 yards away from goal, but almost down the side tram line of that 18-yard box. There's 3 players standing over it here for Bath at the moment. It's along comes Morton to have his say. Slough with a 4-man wall as it is at the moment. And Slough just waiting here. A couple of players just leaving it. Standing over it is Stern and Rigg. So this free kick to come in from Bath, 20 yards away from the goal. It's like it's Hines and Rigg standing over it for Bath City. And Hines leaves it for Rigg. Rigg plays it to the edge there towards... so it must be a well-worked free kick routine there by Bath. It was played short towards Adam Mann, who played it in for the run of Hines, who had faked to take the first kick and then tried to get the ball back on the run there, but it was blocked by Slough, and I thought it came off a Slough player last, but it must have clipped the heels of Hines and went out for a goal kick to Slough. And Jack Turner just urging his team to come near side while he goes left side, finding George Wells. Wells trying to turn here up against Rains. He gets a lucky deflection and it comes into the path of Lee Togwell. Back here towards Wells. Wells chipping it down the line, too high and out of play for a throw to the home side. Halfway inside their own half. And Batten will be the player that takes it. And just waiting for Batten to come in with this throw. Aimed in. Lee Togwell with the header on. Flicked on by George Wells. Over the top for Manny Williams to take it down on his chest. Turns away from Batten. Little down ball down the line. 2 Slough players tackling each other. Lynch keeps the ball in. crosses into the box, and it's headed away by Romansky. Flicked on there, and then Lee Togwell can't stretch to get to the ball, but Sean Fraser's there, and he hits it. He gets a lucky ricochet off the shins of Rigg, and out of play for a throw to the Rebels. 10 yards inside their own half, and Sam Togwell will be the player that goes across to take this throw for the Rebels. And they're down the right-hand side. I think they're going to leave it for Sean Fraser to come across to take. And it's gone straight out of play for another throw for Slough. This time they've gone into the Bath City half. Quickly taken by Fraser. In towards Clifford. Little dink pass finding Warren Harris. Harris trying to dink a little ball back inside, but it's one back by Bath who cleared. Nisbet's little cushion header finding Lynch. Lynch just gets to the ball finding Wells. Wells chipping it out on the far-hand side. Headed up in the air by Straker, comes through to Clifford. First to the ball, then gets the ball out here to Soars on the far right-hand side. In towards Lee Togwell. Got the run of Fraser, but Clifford with trying to win the ball. It's come out towards Lee Togwell. Chips the ball goalwards, but easily taken by Clark, and it's a throw. Good afternoon to our friends at FC Video. Gavin Way is listening. Danny Stacey and Romeo Ravignan, or Ravignan even. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. Not much going on. Still 0-0. As there's a free kick for Bath taken by Clark. Flicked on here, and it comes through to Nisbet. Nisbet gets a lucky ricochet. It's one back. Two Bath players actually tackle each other, and one of them's still down injured. But the ball's here with Warren Harris. One back here by Cundy. And the ball's here with Batten. The referee hasn't noticed that the player's down injured, and he does finally stop the game there. And it was just, I'm trying to see who, I think it's Hines who's the player down. He just ran into his own player in Adam Mann. The two of them went for the ball, and I think he's just caught him on the head. The referee doesn't seem to think that he's going to need any treatment, and Hines does get to his feet. And Slough have kicked the ball out. I just wonder if they'll just throw it back, or whether the referee will drop the ball. He's going to do a drop ball instead. So I think he's going to allow Bath to kick it back towards the Slough goalkeeper, Jack Turner. And a ball in the hands of the Slough goalkeeper. We've played 27 minutes. 0-0 here at Twerton Park. And Turner just drops the ball on the 18-yard line. Plays it out here looking for George Wells. Tries to flick it on. It clearly comes off the head of George Wells. But the referee and linesman indicated it came off reins, and Slough got a throw. Never in a million years is that a throw to Slough. But Slough take it quickly with George Wells. Gets a little 1-2 from Nisbet. Intercepted though by Mann. He gets a good ricochet and then tries to chip the ball down here for Hines. Hines gets past Sam Togwell with goalkeeper to beat. Oh, he goes round the goalkeeper, and it's a goal for Bath City. Freddie Hines with the goal. Scored on 28 minutes. And a mistake by Sam Togwell allowed Hines to get behind him. And then just sent Jack Turner to the ground easy, and then rolled the ball into an empty net. And that is going to be the problem that Slough have all afternoon, is that Sam Togwell is being roasted by Hines every time he gets the ball. And it was clear there, the ball was played forwards really well by Mann, and Hines just got behind Togwell, and that was it. Easy for him to put Turner to the floor and go round him. But Hines is going to give Sam Togwell nightmares all game long with his pace. Bath City with the lead here, 1-0. And Slough had the kick-off already. Here with George Wells, inside here. Batten with the play away. Comes only as far as Lee Togwell. Tries to play it on the far-hand side towards Lynch. Lynch trying to keep the ball in, does so. Finding Wells. Ball here with Lynch. Trying to turn away. Hits it off the hand of Manny, who was on the ground, and it's gone out for a throw to Slough. Taken quickly. Looking for Manny Williams. Headed away, though. Comes here towards Morton. Morton hooks it down the field. Slipped by Hines. It means that Fraser's dallies on the ball, and Hines will chase Togwell to this. Togwell gets there first and plays it down the field. Straker keeps it in on the far hand side, then volleys it forward. That ball over the top is going to be a nightmare for the Rebels all game long. Headed on now by Morton, getting over the top of the back four, trying to find Hines, but this time Sam Togwell's got a bit of space. and clears long, headed away by Romansky. Bit of head tennis going on. Fraser with the next header goes out of play for a throw to Bath City. And they're 10 yards inside the half. Straker in towards Mann, who wins a free kick for a foul there by Sean Fraser. And it's a free kick to Bath City, 10 yards inside their own half. Hines, who played in the earlier game this season, caused Slough a lot of problems on his debut with his pace. He's doing exactly the same here again today. And it will be Morton to take this free kick here for Bath. Played into the box, it's taken well by Jack Turner, who's going to try and get Slough on the attack here with the ball outside towards Manny Williams. Good control by him finding Lynch, but Lynch is back inside his own half now. Lee Togwell with the ball towards Wells. Played forwards here. Straker covering in defensive position wins the ball, but Clifford will get there first for Slough and evades a challenge, holding the ball up, finding Sean Fraser on the far hand. So Fraser inside towards Lee Togwell. Lee Togwell's ball inside, battered intercepts, it gets a touch to it, and the goalkeeper has to come out to get to the ball before Manny Williams. But the Slough management team trying to encourage the Rebels players down on that pitch. They're 1-0 down. They've still got to go downhill in the second half yet, so their troubles are not over. It's George Wells who volleys the ball clear and out of play for a throw to Bath City, which Batten will slowly come over to take. And finally comes over into position to take that throw. Gains a few yards. Free header for Sam Togwell to head on. Williams tries to get there. It's cleared. Takes a deflection. Hooked clear by George Wells. Manny Williams trying to get there. Little header across there by Kundi finding Romansky. Romansky plays the ball forwards. Adam Mann wins the header. Hines is behind the Slough defence again. This time Sam Togwell tries to turn. Hines is there again. He's surely got to get a penalty for that. The referee says no. How is that not a penalty? Sam Togwell pulls Hines down to the ground. And the referee says no foul. Slough though on the attack now with Lynch. Lynch trying to get a second touch to the ball. Wins it, gets a ball. Hooked clear by Morton. Clifford tries to win the ball back. Sean Fraser plays the header forward. Referee not giving any kind of fouls. Ball's here with Mann. Chipped down the line, but Sam Togwell will see that back to Jack Turner. And that surely had to have been a penalty for Bath City there. He was inside the 6-yard line when Sam Togwell pulled him down. And I'm not sure how fit Guy Hollis is, but I think Slough are going to need him for the second half because Sam Togwell's going to struggle all day long against that pace of Hines. Ball cleared here by Bath. Slough looking for a free kick, which they win for a foul by Hines, and the Bath City fans aren't too happy that a soft free kick given like that is a foul, whereas in their eyes the penalty should have been given for a much worse foul inside the penalty box. And a couple of Bath City players are with the referee at the moment. And Stern is chatting to the referee. But Slough have a free kick. It's a yard inside the Bath City half. Sure, Lee Togwell is the player standing over it for Slough. And he takes a free kick. Played here on the far hand side for Nisbet to win the header, but it's won back by Kundi. Out here towards Wells. Wells' shot takes a deflection towards Clifford. Clifford's ball is deflected as well. Hooked clear away by Kundi. Clifford's there first for Slough, and then Nisbet plays it back towards Lee Togwell. Togwell under pressure goes all the way back towards Jack Turner. Turner's ball down the field, headed on by Morton. And George Wells will get to the ball first for Slough. Keeps the ball in, down the line for Williams to chase. He's coming from a deep position. He's from an offside position. And it's a free kick for offside to Bath City. With 34 minutes gone, it's Bath City 1, Slough Town 0. And Clark, the goalkeeper for the Romans, will come and take this free kick. And he's just placed it down halfway inside his own half. And chips the ball down the field, looking for Mann. It goes over his head. Hines gets to the ball first, shrugs off the challenge of Wells. Hines just trying to create a bit of space, crosses into the box, hooked clear by Sam Togwell. Edge of the box is Clifford with the header on towards Warren House. Clifford gets the ball back, trying to play it out towards Source. Straker with the header, but he heads it up in the air, and Warren House wins the header, heads it straight back at Straker, who ducks down low, headed on into the path of Rig. Rig coming down the left-hand side. Up here against Clifford. Rig showing him a clean pair of heels. Crosses, hits Sean Fraser. Rig gets the ball back and finds Straker. Straker 10 yards inside his own half. The Slough half. Inside here towards Mann. Mann holds the ball up well, finding Rig on the left-hand side. And Rig trying to cut inside here. Comes down the near-hand side. Gets a cross in, and it's well taken by Jack Turner in the Slough goal at the near post. And then rolls the ball forwards here for Clifford to come and bring it out. Clifford's got a lot of space in front of him here. And he's got Lynch on his inside if he needs him. Fraser on his outside. Plays it inside, looking for a run. And Manny Williams got caught there by, just as he made a run, he just ran into a Bath City player, went down. And the ball is back with the goalkeeper, Clark. And Clark just taking his time with the ball inside his 18-yard box here, just walking across it, waiting for Williams to come down and pick the ball up. And he does so. And then looks to clear the ball long. Looking here for Mann. Underneath it is Nisbet. Nisbet wins the header, but it's over the head and comes to Rains. Rains lead the ball inside towards Hines. Hines causing all sorts of problems. Turns, tries to play it in towards Mann. Hooked clear by Fraser. Only as far as Rig. Rig finding Batten. Inside here towards Morton. Morton back towards Batten. Chased down here by Clifford, who's doing a lot of work. Gets this touch to the ball, and it's given... Billy Clifford gets his body in front of the ball, wins the ball, but is judged to have fouled, and I'm not sure what kind of game Mr. Blake normally referees, but I would guess it's mostly touch rugby. So every time you get a touch, you get a foul. Free kick here to Bath City. Yeah, and it's funny how that's a foul, yet the one in the penalty area for Bath wasn't given as a penalty. Batten flicks the ball over the top here for Hines to chase. This time he's up against Nisbet. Nisbet holds it up, but the ball comes here to Rains. Rains trying to turn and get a cross in. Plays it off George Wells for a corner. And we're just going to see if we can... who's coming across to take it? I think it's Mann who's coming across to take this corner. Just waiting for this corner to come in. It's an in-swinging corner here for Bath City. Again, Hines comes near it through, and it's a header by Batten, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick to Slough. Just going to see if we can get a cup of tea. Just waiting for this Jack Turner. Nothing going on. We're just waiting for Turner to take this goal kick, and he takes it long. He's come back out, straight out though towards Rig. Rig coming down the near hand side, outside again towards Hines. This time it's Fraser standing over him. Hines showing a couple of step overs, cuts back inside, still has the ball, finding Straker. Straker's first time cross, headed away though by Sam Togwell. Only as far as Batten. Slough can't get out of their half at the moment. Batten does well, gets past a couple of players, but Slough won it, then Batten wins the next ball, but Nisbet has to come across for Slough. Batten chases it down, and the centre-back gone all the way up towards the 6-yard box. Manny Williams trying to shield the ball with his body. Warren House can't get there. Morton with the block, comes out here towards Straker. Straker now trying to play it out on the far-hand side in towards Morton. Gets the ball back, makes a bit of space for himself. Straker comes inside, in towards Mann. Good control by him. 25 yards out, trying to skip down the right-hand side. Really does well. Great cross in. Oh, what a great save that is from Jack Turner. And it actually came from Sam Togwell. The ball from Mann was really good. Got down the left-hand side, played it in hard and low, just inside the 6-yard box. Got a touch off Slough play. Looked like Sam Togwell. And Jack Turner had to save well at his near post with his legs. And it's out for a corner here to Bath City. Again, it's Adam Mann to take it. This one will be an out-swinging corner. Again, Hines has gone close to him to try and draw a Slough player out of the defence. But this time Man just drills that one in a little bit. So headed goalwards by Cundy in as far as Wells. Wells hooks the ball down the field here for Morton to chase up against Warren Harris. Morton sees the ball out for a throw to the home side. We've got about 5.5 minutes of normal time left in this first half. And it's just waiting for Batten to come across to take this throw. So Batten to take this throw for Bath City, inside towards Stern. Stern heading it on towards Man. Man down the line, but he's just overrun. In fact, the ball hadn't gone out. It hit a divot and stayed in play, but it just ran on and went out for a goal kick. Man had thought it was going to go out for a throw and gave up on the run, but it's a goal kick here to Slough. They take it short here towards Sam Togwell. And the ball played here towards Sean Fraser, back here towards Turner in the Slough goal. Gets a longer clearance down the field. Gain aim towards Manny Williams, who's about 3'7". Ball one out here towards Lee Togwell, inside towards Manny Williams. That's where he wants it with his feet. Clifford shrugged off, and again a soft free kick given by the referee. And I'm not sure that this referee knows much about the man's game, because every slightest touch is a free kick, apart from when it's inside the penalty box. And it's 35 yards away from goal for Slough, maybe a little bit further than that, maybe 40. Clifford standing over it. Sam Togwell and Nisbet go forwards for this free kick for Slough down the right hand third of the pitch. And Clifford this time chips it in towards Manny Williams, flicked on at the back post, and there's a foul, there's an offside against Williams, and a free kick to Bath City. And we might see if we can get a half-time chat with Sam Collard, who's doing the Twitter today, for his views on the first half at half-time. And we've got the half-time quiz coming for you as well, as Clark takes this free kick. Easy header for George Wells, in towards Williams, takes it on his chest, trying to chip the ball in towards Saws. Straker's first to the ball, Lynch is there for Slough, heads it on. Warren Harris tries to get there, great covering from Cundy, and it's gone out of play for a throw to the Rebels, and roughly almost level the 18-yard line of the Bath area. And it'll be George Wells that will take the throw, roughly 20 yards away from goal for the Slough. And it's thrown inside here towards Nisbet. Gets the ball back out here towards George Wells. Crosses it in right-footed towards Warren Harris. He just heads it up in the air, trying to get a second touch. It hits him on the arm. The referee doesn't see it. Surprise, surprise. Hooked clear by Bath, and goes out of play for a throw to Slough. I think you may find that ball has landed in the Avon. But it's a throw to Slough on the far-hand side, which Sean Fraser will come across to take. Needs a bit of movement. Comes from Saws. Saws trying to turn. He just hits the ball and it comes towards Morton. Morton down the right-hand side looking for Hines. Hines up against Lee Togwell. Togwell wins that one, but out of play for a throw. And we've got about 2 minutes of normal time left. There will be an added minute to be signalled, mostly for that injury to Hines in the first half. And a throw comes in from Straker. Sean Fraser hooks the ball away towards Lynch. Hits it on the outside with his foot, finding George Wells. Wells has to, under pressure from Morton, hook the ball downfield high in the air. Thors tries to get there. The header comes through to Wells, 10 yards inside his own half, controls it, hammers it forwards again for Manny Williams, beaten to the ball by Cundy. Slough trying to win the second ball. Clifford gets there first, holds the ball up well inside the half. Into Lynch. Lynch under pressure, tries to turn. The ball comes out here towards Fraser, who's first to the ball, finding Nisbet. Slough on the back foot though. Ball towards Warren Harris. It's to really make a difference down that right hand side. Fraser towards Lee Togwell. Just loses it, and it's towards Sam Togwell. Back here towards Slough playing across their back four, but high up the pitch, and dicing with danger here. Ball in towards Clifford. Clifford trying to turn, and then finds Sean Fraser. Stretches for the ball. Can't win it. One back here by Straker. Down the left hand side. Turns down the line again. That ball over the top looking for Hines, but Sam Togwell was there first. Inside here towards Slough, and Sam Togwell with the ball. 15 yards inside his own, just pressurised by Hines, goes back towards Nisbet. Nisbet under pressure from Mann, goes back towards Turner. Slough not doing well against this hard-working Bath side up the hill. Ball down the field. Straker ducks over it, soars with the header. It's flicked on, comes out towards Clifford on that hand side. Just waits for the ball. Slough get there first, and there's a foul on Sean Fraser. And that's mostly one of the first fouls of the game, to be honest. Slough take it quickly and find George Wales down the left-hand side. 20 yards he's round with the ball, trying to come back in. Crosses in early. Ball comes out here. It's hooked clear, and here with Rigg. Little cushion ball inside, some more towards Stern. Stern ball. Again, they look for Hines down the far hand side, but it just rolls through to the goalkeeper. And there's an injury here to Batten inside the Bath half, which you're going to have to get used to. And it looks like it's a calf muscle injury, as he's down injured at the moment. While we've got this injury, it looks like he doesn't need any treatment. I think he's going to be okay to continue. Let's give you your half-time quiz in a second. We're just going to wait to see if he gets to his feet. He does get to his feet. We've got a minute of added time. We're already 20 seconds into that, so I guess the referee might just play on for another minute. Where's he going now? He's going to drop the ball on the edge of the Slough area, even though the Slough goalkeeper had it inside his own area. So he's just dropped it, and that is a bizarre refereeing. Bizarre refereeing, I'm afraid. So ball's in the hand of Jack Turner, the Slough goalkeeper, who plays it here to the left-hand side towards Wells. Wells flicking the header on. Lynch does well to play it on now. Inside from Swords, in towards Clifford. Clifford trying to find the run of Lynch, but Rains is there with the clearance. Not the best of clearances, and it's half-time here at Twerton Park. And Bath City with the lead. The goal coming on 28 minutes from Freddie Hines. And John Underwood is already out on the pitch for Slough, chatting to the referee. And I think I'm not sure what he's talking about, but I don't think that John Underwood is too happy with the referee's performance. It's just a bit of a strange one there, but there you go. Let's give you your half-time quiz then this afternoon. Just bear with me for a second. Right, half-time quiz. On Saturday, Sean Fraser scored for Slough in a home game for a defender. Who scored the last home game goal by a defender for Slough in the league? So Sean Fraser scored the last home goal for Slough on Saturday. Who scored the last home goal scored by a defender for Slough? The last game between Slough and Bath City away was on the 29th of March 1997. I want to know what film was number one in the UK charts. The UK, what do you call it, box office? What film was number one on the 29th of March 1997, the last time these two teams met at Twerton Park? Question number 4, question 3 even. What planet did William Herschel discover from his Bath residence? And who was the last Slough player to score a goal against Bath City? Who was the last player to score a goal against Bath City? Good afternoon to Sam Collard, who's
Good afternoon.
busy tweeting away this afternoon for the Rebels. We'll try not to discuss the referee too much, Sam.
Try our best, yes.
But your thoughts on that first half for us, please.
Frustrating to say the least, I think. We haven't really been able to get going, but I think it's been a physical battle that hasn't been able to progress, really.
Yeah, I mean, first maybe 5 or 10 minutes, Slough weren't in the game, and then they had a couple of chances down that right-hand side through, first of all, Manny Williams and Louis Soares. But there's not been a really lot of goal-mouth chances for either side. But you can tell the class in Freddie Hines with that finish for the goal.
Yeah, he's on loan from Bristol City, so a championship club that's doing well. I actually saw him score against Plymouth Argyle for Bristol City a couple of years ago, so he's got the quality, and he's shown it really today because he's causing a lot of problems for the Slough defence.
Do you think you would change it and put Guy Hollis on to add a bit of pace on the far hand side. Someone's driven a car onto the pitch. I've only just noticed that. It's an advertising. Would you put Guy Hollis on? Because I think that Sam Togwell's struggling with the pace of Hines. And bearing in mind, second half, you're going downhill. Would you put Guy Hollis on, or would you see if Sam Togwell will cope and maybe...
It's a tough one. It's we obviously don't know how fit Guy Hollis is because he could have been thrown straight back into the team. I'm not sure. It kind of just depends on his fitness. Obviously, Freddie Hines is a whippet to say the least. So if he's fit enough and can deal with all the turning and quite a lot of the time, most certainly. But it's a risk that John and Neil are going to have to think about.
Yeah, and maybe it's probably the biggest talking point of that first half was the penalty appeal for Bath City. We do have a fairly good advantage point up. We're quite high. The glass maybe is a little bit dirty, but for me, that was a penalty all day long. Yeah,
it did. From what we saw, it looked like a drag, didn't it, really? His hands on it and pulled down. And I don't know if Hines went down too easily in the ref's view, but at the end of the day, you can't really put your hands on someone in the box. And he played a risky game and got away with it, luckily.
And bearing in mind some of the challenges that this referee has given free kicks and yellow cards for...
It's very out of character for...
Yeah, I mean, that is mostly the clearest foul of the day.
Certainly.
And
yes.
Don't get a penalty for it. While you're here, how's your week been going? So for those of you who don't know Sam is on work experience through the Vanarama League and the UFCB.
UCFB, almost.
I always get that wrong. That's right. So he's down at Wembley doing a university course involved with all types of business and media and everything with football. Yeah. You get to go to quite a few games, don't you?
Yeah, I haven't. This is my first game this week, but what have I done recently? I was at Tottenham Dortmund last week. That's probably the most exciting one I've done recently. That was good fun. Obviously, it was a bit of an exciting game, that one, with Tottenham somehow scoring 3 goals and then going on to lose to Burnley today. So.
Well, you've ruined that. So I don't give out Premier League results. You've ruined that one now, Sam. Anything coming up this week for you?
I'm at Wealdstone on Monday night for their game against Billericay. I'll be doing a few bits with them, doing stuff for my course, because we've set up a non-league page for to help us get a few more marks. Okay,
we've got a few answers to our quiz question. Who was the last defender? Stay there for a minute, because I want to see if you're going to get the answer. You won't. I know you're never going to get this.
Okay.
Who was the last Slough defender to score a home goal, so a goal at Arbour Park? Tequila reckons Josh Jackman at Weymouth. That's a good shout, but it's not him. And Ian reckons it's Sam Togwell. Would you want to have a guess? I'm going to tell you now, you're never going to get it, but you can have a guess.
I assume they haven't played for us this season then.
I'm not saying anything. That would be giving away some of the answer.
I don't know. I was asking Martin Nisbet or something, because...
No. I'll put you out of your misery in about 5 minutes' time when we go through the answers.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us again this afternoon. And you'll be back at Arbour Park on Saturday for Hemel Hempstead at home.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that one.
Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us, Sam.
No worries.
So that is Sam, who's giving us his views of the second half. So we will just see how it goes. So we're going to run through some scores for you. That's what we normally. I've forgotten what we normally do here at half time. You wouldn't think that we've been doing this now for over 5 years. So yeah, crazy. Who keeps forgetting what to do? I don't know how I do that. I have to say good afternoon to Will Rees and hello from Jeff Rees. I'm not sure if I got that Jeff is using Will's sign-on thing, but I'm not sure what's going on. But good evening to Will or Jeff, one of the two of you or both of you. I'm not sure. If you do want to come through to us again for a shout out, you can come through to us either on Twitter, it's at MyOC Rebels Radio, or of course on the YouTube. You do have to be a I don't know what you call it, a member. You just join up to YouTube and you can chat away and whatever. So there you go. Let's try and find you some half-time scores for you, and we'll give you the we've just got the attendance figure here this afternoon of 866. Let's give you the half-time scores again. We'll forget the Premier League for you this afternoon. Let's go to the Championship, where it's Birmingham 1, Blackburn 0, Brentford 3, Hull City 1, Leeds 1, Bolton 1, Middlesbrough 2, QPR 0, Millwall 0, Preston 3. Bit of an upset. Norwich City here 1, Bristol City 2. It's Reading 1, Rotherham 0, Sheffield Wednesday 3, Swansea City 0. So Steve Bruce is doing well there. It's Stoke City 1, Aston Villa 0, Wigan 0, Ipswich Town 1. Into Sky Bet League 1, it's Accrington 0, Southend 1. Wimbledon 1, Charlton 0, Blackpool 0, Oxford United 1, Bristol Rovers 0, Sunderland 1, Burton 0, Fleetwood 0, Peterborough 1, Shrewsbury Town 2, Plymouth 1, Rochdale 0, Portsmouth 0, Barnsley 0. Early kick-off was Scunthorpe 1, Doncaster Rovers 1, that's full-time. Walsall 1, Bradford City 1, and Wickham 0, Gillingham 0. And I can tell you that for Peterborough, Matt Stevens is sat on the bench. So I don't know what's going on with Peterborough, why they don't let Matty Stevens come out back on loan to Slough. We could definitely do with him without being with a striker. Into League 2, it's Bury 0, Oldham 1, Cheltenham 1, Port Vale 0, Colchester 0, Carlisle 0, Crawley 0, Macclesfield 1, Crewe 0, Exeter 1, Mansfield 0, Forest Green Rovers 0, MK Dons 0, Newport County 0, Morecambe 0, Lincoln 1, Stevenage 0, Northampton 1, Swindon 0, Grimsby Town. Oh, so there's a call out for a Slough fan to go to the box. Tranmere 0, Notts County 0, Yeovil Town 1, Cambridge United 0. Here we go. I'm not sure if you can hear this. Right, so I'm not sure if you got those scores there from our stadium announcer, but these are the scores in the other games. It's Dartford 1, Woking 0, Eastbourne 0, Wealdstone 2, Gloucester City 0, Chelmsford 0, Hemel Hempstead 2, Concord 0, Hungerford 0, Welling 0, Oxford City 2, Billericay 0, St Albans 0, Truro 0, Torquay 3, Dulwich 0, Weston-super-Mare 0, Dartford 0. No, Dartford, sorry, Weston-super-Mare 0, Chippenham 0, sorry. I was looking at who Woking were playing and then got it all wrong, as usual. Always the way. So, yes, there you go. So, Will was just said it's both of you. Good evening to Will and Jeff, or afternoon. Good afternoon to Andy Biddle as well, who's listening in. So, you've got a couple of minutes for our half-time quiz, as usual. And some of you are nowhere near it. Actually gave this question out on the coach, and it took around about 10 minutes for someone to get the answer. And I sincerely hope they're not leaving that car there by the corner flag when the second half starts. Although I doubt if Slough will get anywhere near it. The Slough management team are out for the second half. It's obviously got a little bit chilly. The sun looks like it's gone in here at Twerton Park. It's a little bit less warm outside, and so there you go. We've just got the Slough subs warming up, and we're just waiting for a couple of other bits to come. Just see if any of the players coming up. Guy Hollis is out there warming up, so it looks like he's okay. Doesn't look as though there's going to be any kind of half-time subs for the Rebels. John Underwood just chatting to Alex Moore, the Slough physio. So whether there's an injury concern to anyone, or they're just assessing the fitness of Guy Hollis, whether he's going to come on for the second half. But Slough will be playing up the hill for this second half. And this is a considerable slope here at Twerton Park. From the corner flag on the far right-hand side to the one on the bottom left. So it does slope coming across and down. So obviously Bath is full of hills. as Romans didn't build it on flatland. Can't get the staff nowadays, can you? That's what it is. So there you go. So we are just watching the Slough players just warm up on the far hand side, just to see if there are any subs. Doesn't look like there will be for the Rebels. I think Sam's got a bit cold because he's put his jumper on. The players are just about to start to come out for the second half. So let's give you your quiz answers then. Sean Fraser scored on Saturday a home goal by a defender. The last Slough defender to score a home goal was Alan Innes against Kings Langley on the 30th of January 2018. So it took over a year for a Slough defender to score a goal. The last game versus Bath City away between the two sides, 29th of March. The number one film of that day was Space Jam. Which planet did William Herschel discover? That's an easy one. Don't be rude, it's Uranus. And who was the last Slough player to score against Bath City? It was 22 years ago, and it was the one and only Gary Abbott. So there you go. That's your half-time quiz answers. So if you've got the ticket 00366, you've won the 50-50 draw. So if you've done that, really well done. Congratulations. And we're just going to see if there's any substitutions for either side at the moment. Not all the Slough players are out. And we're just trying to see how many Slough players are out. There's a couple more just come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So don't look like there's any substitutions for either side. So your starting lineups will be for Bath City. 1 is Clark, 3 Straker, who's the captain, 5 Batten, 8 Rigg, 9 Hines, who's the goal scorer, 11 Stern, 14 Mann, 15 Cundy, 16 Rains, 17 Romansky, and 18 is Morton. For the Rebels, Turner 1, Fraser 2, Wells 3, Sam Togwell 4, Nisbet 5, Lee Togwell 6, Saws 7, Clifford 8, Williams 9, Lench 10, and Warren Harris is 11. So no changes for either side. The Bath City will have the kick-off going down the slope. And we're just waiting for our referee to make sure that everything is fine. The Slough fans seem to have taken time to get back into their position. They're a little bit slow getting back behind that goal. But that is kick-off here at Twerton Park, and the ball played in here towards Hines, who holds it up, gets caught in a tangle. Fraser hooks the ball clear, only as far as Rigg. Rigg spreads it out here towards Batten, the right-hand sided of the 3 centre-backs here for Bath. Played out on the far-hand side towards Rains, but under pressure. Back here towards Rigg, and Rigg finds Cundy. Cundy across here towards Romansky. Brings the ball forwards 10 yards, unchallenged, holds the ball up here towards Morton. Morton back out here to Romansky. A few people just walking past our position. It runs all the way through though to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And he rolls the ball out here for Mark Nisbet. Inside here towards George Wells. Wells closed down by Rains. Little ball inside towards Lee Togwell, who plays it up forwards, and it's intercepted by Rigg. Rigg finding Rains on the far hand side. 10 yards inside his own half. Hits the ball straight at Lynch. Gets the ball back in here with Rigg. Rigg chipping a lovely ball over the top here for Stern to get behind the Slough defence. Crossed his first time, looking for Hines, and this time he's given a penalty. I don't think anyone was appealing for a penalty this time, but a foul by Sean Fraser on Hines in the first seconds of the second half will mean it's a penalty. I mean, literally not one person appealed for a penalty in the entire ground. When you see the one I think that somehow in the first half the referee knows he's got that first one wrong and has tried to even it up a little bit. Great ball over the top though to Stern. who made the run. He drilled across, all across, and Hines went for it, brought down by Sean Fraser. Fraser is going to get a yellow card as well for his troubles. And if this goes in, Slough are not going to win, because that is their statistic of 2019. Sam, feel free to use this statistic. Every time Slough concede in the first 7 minutes of the second half, they have gone on to lose the game. Straker, the captain, is going to be the player that takes it up against Jack Turner here. Straker, left-footed, comes up, strolls up, hits it in hard and low. Great save in the end by Jack Turner. That means Slough are going to win the game. Let's all just go home now. It's all over. And it's ball cleared by Slough, and Straker's penalty was low down to the left-hand side. Didn't really get a lot of power in the penalty, but saved by Jack Turner. And it's a throw here for Bath City on the halfway line, which Batten will take. And Batten's throw inside here to Romansky. Williams looking for some help from his players. Played outside here towards Straker. Straker now trying to cut inside. Close down. Gives the ball back here towards Cundy. Cundy inside here towards Romansky. Finding Morton inside his own half still. So now just trying to ease the pressure off. Back here towards Stern. Holding the ball up well. Back here to Romansky. Back across there. Back free. Do Bath City go with Cundy. Inside here towards Rick. Little cushion pass, backwards pass inside towards Morton. Morton trying to look for the ball behind Sean Fraser, and it runs through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And one of the first penalty saves you've seen from Jack, apart from in the FA Cup game against Sutton United. Long kick down the field here now, headed up in the air by Batten on the 18-yard box. Lench with the header along, easily headed away by Cundy, only as far as Clifford. His little header comes across towards Warren Harris down the right-hand side, finding Fraser. Fraser chipping the ball over the head of Straker for Warren Harris, just can't get there. It's held up by Morton, and it will be a throw to Slough. Levelled about 10 yards away from the corner flag. Fraser looking for a bit of help here. And it comes from Matt Lynch. Lynch back inside here towards Fraser. Fraser finding Clifford. Clifford bit of space on the 18-yard line. Plays it towards Manny Williams. Hold it up by the defence. Back out here towards Lynch. Lynch crosses it too close to the goalkeeper. It's actually over the top there, but at the back post, Sam Togwell couldn't get there. And out of play for a goal kick. So it's a goal kick here to Bath City. Bath still with a 1-goal lead here. Despite the best antics of the Slough defence to concede, it's still 1-0. The Slough fans, I think, have gathered to our right-hand side, which is why they're not behind the goal. They're kind of there's a little stand to the right of our commentary position. That's where the Slough fans are, trying to make some noise underneath the covered area. Ball's here with Sean Fraser. Brings the ball out 30-odd yards, inside towards Lynch. Lynch stretches, gets a second chance to play, played inside though by Rick. Finding Stern. Stern down the line, trying to find Hines. Again, Sam Togwell's on his feet this time. He goes all the way back to Turner. Turner's under pressure from Mann. Clears the ball long. Free header for Romansky. His header flicked on by Stern. Only as far as Sean Fraser in towards Lee Togwell in the centre circle position. Finding George Wells. Wells has got Warren Harris on the overlap. He finds down the left-hand side Louis Saws. Saws gets across in near post. It's Cundy with the clearance away. Only comes to the edge of the area for Clifford. Clifford trying to play the ball in. It's just a little bit in front of the Slough player who was on the run there. And then Nisbet with a silly little foul pushes man over. It's a free kick to Bath City. And it's quite a subdued atmosphere here at Twerton Park. I think that penalty save and miss has gone off. Someone's telling me it's France 20, Scotland 3, but that sounds like a cricket game. But there you go. Ball's here with Matt Lynch under pressure inside his own half. Ball to Sam Togwell back in here towards Jack Turner. Turner just holding the ball out. Looks like the sun's gone in a little bit here. And Turner then plays it out near to Sean Fraser. Back in towards Turner, being chased down by Mann, who's come from the far hand side to chase the ball. Up forwards, and Romansky treads on the ball, but holds the ball up well for Bath. Inside towards Hines. Hines beaten to the ball by Fraser. Inside here towards Rick. Takes it on his chest and turns. Still has the ball. Flicks it over the top here for Stern hits Sean Fraser. How has he not given a freak? It's clearly hit Sean Fraser on the hand. It's taken the ball in a totally different direction. It's got to be handball. The referee hasn't even seen it. And Slough now get a throw in the Bath City half. Absolutely diabolical refereeing from the team here this afternoon. And the ball's here now with Sean Fraser inside towards Sam Togwell. Now with a lead off there. Ball in towards Lee Togwell. Plays it here for Nisbet. Finding George Wells. They're keeping the ball, but slowly moving forwards in little triangles here. Ball's here with Lee Togwell. He's actually got a bit of space to run into. And then plays it outside towards Manny Williams, who's popped up on the left-hand side. Inside towards Clifford. Clifford turns away. Finding George Wells. Wells takes a touch inside. Back here towards Williams on the edge of the 18-yard corner of the box. Trying to jink his way in. Holds the ball up well. Here towards Wells. Wells finds Soares, who's made a bit of space on that left-hand side. Soares gets a cross in left-footed. Headed away, though, by Cundy. Only as far as Lynch. And as the ball taken away from him, goalkeeper doesn't come. Cundy hooks the ball clear. And Slough will see it out for a throw, which Wells takes short in towards Lynch. Down the left-hand side. Down by the byline, by the corner flag. Being held up well, but gets the ball towards Wells. Wells crosses deep inside. It's easily taken, though, by Clark underneath his goal. And Clark just runs to the edge of his 18-yard line and then just holds the play up a little bit, trying to get his side down the hill a little. And then a long kick down the field here, aimed towards Mann. Both him and Sam Togwell miss it. Nisbet wins the header, but it flicks out here towards Mann, who runs straight at the Slough goal, just overruns it a little bit, but manages to get there and does well to get a cross in. It's taken by Jack Turner at the near post, but good play there by Mann. Turner's kick is fairly poor, gets a touch off Reigns' head, and it comes out. Slough can't get hold of the ball here. It's here with Morton. Inside here towards Hines. Hines trying to play it in towards Stern. Stern comes through, tries to shoot. He's put it well wide of the goal, and he really should have put Bath 2-0 up there. Slough were just holding up, and it's that man Hines again who was holding the ball.
In today's match day draw, £50 won by Ray, £20 second prize won by...
And in case you missed it at half-time, the attendance figure today was 866 here at Twerton Park. Even though all the doors are shut here in the press box, I can hear the Slough Town fans singing to our right. And it's Jack Turner with the kick, aimed towards George Wells, volleys the ball first time down the field for Slough, flicked on by Warren Harris. Soares tries to get there before the goalkeeper, just had his run blocked by Cundy, and it's run through to Clark in the Bath goal. And he just holds the play up a little bit here, trying to wait for Straker to come down this left-hand side. Straker's got a little bit of space down this side if he can find him the ball. And Clark just drops the ball on the edge of his 18-yard line, plays the ball down. Lee Togwell with the first header away. Lynch holds it on his chest but gives the ball away to Mann. Mann turns past the first one, but Lynch comes back and wins it back for Slough, finding Turner. First time kick here for Turner down the field. Underneath it is Cundy. His header finds Batten. Batten's header across to where Romanski has time to volley the ball clear. Mann flicks the ball on to Stern, who would have been in an offside position. Lynch wins the tackle, but only comes as far as Straker. Inside towards Morton. Morton turns. Find Reigns on the far-hand side. Got a bit of space down that right-hand side. Trying to cut the ball inside here towards Rigg. Rigg forward position. Takes a shot. It's blocked by Clifford, and Straker lets it come out for a throw to Bath. And Lynch is down injured at the moment. I think it's just a touch of... as he stretched for the ball there. I don't think he's going to need substitute. He just needs to take a minute. So it's Lynch is just going to... He's going to stay on the pitch, is he? Yeah, I think he is. He seems to be okay. It's going to be a throw for Bath City, which Straker will take level with the 18-yard line of the Slough defence. And Straker's throw comes in towards Rigg. Straker gets it back, gets a cross in hard and low, hooked clear by Sam Togwell. Out of play for a throw to Bath City, roughly 25 yards away from goal. And Straker again will be the player that takes the throw. And his throw, looking for Mann, who holds the ball up on the 18-yard line. One back by Matt Lynch. Inside here towards Clifford. Clifford being chased down by man. The ball comes forward to Williams, but he can't get there, and the ball played forwards there by Lynch for Warren Harris was too far in front of him, and it runs through to Clark in the Bath City goal, and they make Manny Williams' his little legs go and chase him down. And the ball's here with the Bath City goalkeeper. And a long kick down the field by him. Man does well to flick the header on, but Nisbet with the little back header into the hands of Jack Turner. Turner looks to try and get the ball down here for Soares on the far hand side. Beaten to the ball by Bannon. Good clearance by him, finding Rains down the right hand side on the halfway line. Chips it across the field here towards Straker. Cushions his header, finding Romansky. Plays the ball here for Stern. Stern does well to hold the ball up and then finds Morton again in the centre circle. Plays it out towards Rains. Rains has time here. He's up against Wells and Togwell. Inside here towards Morden. Morden tries to switch the ball. Good idea. Cut out well by Sean Fraser. And the ball's here with Lynch for Slough. Just again, Slough lacking a little bit of play. Hold on. Over the top here for Warren Harris to chase up the hill. Straker's going to come back and hold him up. Warren Harris in a good position for Slough. Finds Sean Fraser. Fraser inside towards Clifford. Clifford. Little ball inside towards Warren Harris. Harris holds it up for Fraser. Inside here towards Lynch. Lynch has got a bit of space, cuts back inside on his inside, in towards Clifford. Clifford finding Wells. Wells will take a touch here and he'll have a shot. Blocked well by Cundy. Lee Togwell gets the deflection header back and finds Nisbet. Nisbet under pressure though from Stern, and it's here with Sam Togwell in towards Sean Fraser. Fraser finding Lee Togwell. So now we'll move it around well, but they're immediately closed down and the ball played forwards over the top, and it's a wasted ball by the Rebels and goes all the way through to Clark, who just chips the ball out to Batten down the left-hand side. He goes route one, but that's going to go out of play for a goal kick to Slough. So
to Mark Bevan. Mark Bevan, that's a Slough supporter, and also a Mrs. M. Whitty. Mrs. M. Whitty, would you please claim lost property, which is in the press box at the back of the main stand. Thank you.
I can just see Slough's chairman down the near hand side leaning over. It's a throw here to Bath City, a couple of yards inside their own half. And the Slough fans making that noise again on that far corner. Throw comes in. It's a man who tries to get there. Sam Togwell with the hooked clearance away. Soares flicks it on towards Manny Williams. Ball just ricochets kindly to Lynch. And Lynch coming forwards for Slough. Skips past the challenger Straker. Tries to play the ball through to Manny Williams, but the goalkeeper does well to come out and bravely dive at the feet of Manny Williams, and then rolls it out here towards Rains, who's playing a bit deeper here at the moment in this first half. Plays a long ball down the field, looking for Man. Man flicks the header on, but only as far as Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And rolled out here towards Sean Fraser. Fraser for Warren Harris. Harris being checked by Straker. Hits Sean Fraser. Fraser trying to chase the ball back, and Straker manages to get the pass here towards Cundy. Cundy, centre of those three centre-backs, spreads it out now towards Rains down that near-hand side. First time touch down the line, looking for Hines. Challenge comes in from Nisbet, who pokes the ball out for a throw to Bath. And Batten will be the player that comes across to take it. And Slough will look at their bench and realise there's not many game changers on that bench for them. Lovely bit of control there by Hines. He gets a shot away from 25 yards out, but it's wide of the goal and out play for a goal kick to Slough. Second half here is surprisingly, it's 15 minutes in. Jack Turner's just hooked the ball straight out of play, trying to find Wells on the far hand side. He's hooked it straight out of play for a goal throw to Bath City, and it's right 20 yards away from the Slough goal. So poor kick there by Jack Turner. It looks as though Slough will bring on Tommy Wood in a second. He's just putting his shirt on now. The ball comes out here towards Rains from Batten. Just spreads the ball inside here towards Morton, the centre midfielder. Finds Straker on the overlap down the left-hand side. Turns away from the challenge of Warren Harris. Plays it inside here. There's an offside against Rigg. Rigg fires it over the top of the bar anyway. And is he going to get a second? Is that a yellow card? That means he's off. No, it was. They all look alike. They've all got beards and short hair. I'm getting mistaken here, but he's booking Sean Rigg for kicking the ball away. The whistle had gone for an offside. Rigg doesn't want to face the referee. Rigg carried on with the shot. There's a substitution for Slough at the same time. Louis Soares is coming off. Tommy Wood is coming on.
No substitution for Slough Town in the 62nd minute, leaving the field number 7, Louis
So
Soares.
Louis Soares off, Tommy Wood on, and Slough will now go to a 4-4-2 formation with Lench on the left, Warren Harris on the right, and a centre midfield of Lee Togwell and Billy Clifford. And Jack Turner with this goal kick here, aimed towards Woods, who first thing he does is win the header. Romansky's left on the floor. Woods just got caught on his ankle. Romansky's down on the floor as well. The ball continues to play. It comes through towards Rigg. And he's trying to hold the play out. Tries to find that little slide pass in towards Rains. But Nisbet was there watching it. And I think that the ref will stop play here for Romansky. It looks like it's... what's that left foot? Left-footed calf muscle injury to Romansky. But it looks like he doesn't need much treatment. Let's see if we can find you some latest scores from the National League South. Bear with me for a second. Looks like Romansky's fine to continue. Hasn't needed any treatment. The throw coming on the far hand side by Batten. Headed away by Slough towards Clifford. Clifford finds a little touch ball towards Lynch, who volleys the ball clear, and Wood chases it down and comes off Romansky last for a throw to the Rebels. Quick throw inside here from Manny Williams towards Clifford. Back here towards Williams, finding George Wells. Wells takes a touch, crosses into the box, looking for Wood, but it's too close to the goalkeeper. Latest scores in the National League South, obviously Bath 1, Slough 0, it's Dartford 1, Woking 0, Eastbourne 0, Wilstone 2, Gloucester City 0, Chelmsford 0, Hemel Hempstead 2, Concord Rangers 1, Hungerford 0, Welling 0, Oxford City 2, Billericay 1, St Albans 1, Truro City 2. And ball's here with Hines down this left-hand side, cuts inside past a challenge, still holds the ball up here, and Lee Togwell to ball over the top here for Wood to chase. Goalkeeper comes out here, and it's all the way through to the goalkeeper. The other two results are Torquay United 4, Dulwich 0, and Western Supermare 1, Chippenham 0. And your scores from the half-time. There's a long kick down here, trying to almost find Stern, who made a great run down the left-hand side. I think you can see a substitution for Bath City. Coming off is number 7. And I can't see the number. Guess it might be Rigg. It is Sean Rigg coming off. Coming on is number 7, Andy Watkins. 65 minutes, that substitution. So Watkins coming on, Rigg coming off.
Being replaced by number 7, Andy Watkins. That's on 66 minutes.
And that's Watkins' 12th appearance of the season for Bath City. And the ball comes straight out here towards Wood, who holds the ball up, something that Slough haven't done for the game. Ball's cleared, only as far as Clifford, who gets a chance to play it down the line, looking for Manny Williams. Beaten to the ball, though, it comes through to Lench. Holds the ball up, almost balanced it on his man bun ponytail thing there, but it's a throw towards Slough. Taken quickly towards Clifford. Clifford closed down by Mann. Clifford holds off the challenge and runs with the ball across. Gives the ball away, though, towards Morton. Played out here towards Mann, whose clearance down the line comes through to Hines, who was first to the ball. Looked like Sam Togwell was going to be the first. Sam Togwell's clearance finds Warren Harris. Inside here towards Manny Williams. Harris got caught there, and the referee missed that. And it's out for a throw to Bath City. And Manny Williams just explaining to the referee that he got caught, and the referee, well, Nisbet is being called over here, the Slough captain. Was it Sam Togwell? Sam Togwell's captain today, sorry, my apologies. Williams still complaining that he got caught there on the ankle. The referee is not happy with Manny Williams complaining, so he's just calling Sam Togwell over, maybe just to tell him just to calm his player down. But this referee hasn't seen a lot this afternoon anyway. I'm surprised he saw that the fact there was a car parked on the pitch at half time. But it will really start with a throw here to Bath City halfway inside their own half. It'll be Straker, the captain, to take the throw. And a little cushion throw, finding Hines. Sean Fraser with the head away, and it skips out here towards Rains, who chips the ball over, looking for Man. Nisbet with the header, flicked away by Sam Togwell. Ball headed away, though, by Cundy. Comes along and headed on by Straker. Clifford first to the ball for Slough. Referee... the referee's blown for a foul to Slough. It's just... literally... You've got to give him that's got to be a yellow card for blocking the free kick, and he doesn't give it. So this referee doesn't know what he's doing. So now take it quickly, and they find Lee Togwell on the far hand side, in towards Tommy Wood, beaten to the ball there. But Lynch gets it back for Slough on the far hand side. He's got George Wells there. Wells is the player that gets the ball back down the line here for Lynch. Lynch trying to turn past Rains, holds the ball up, plays it inside and hits Rains, and Bath City have the ball back here with Man. Lovely ball there for Watkins. Watkins just runs straight into Nisbet. That's got to be a yellow card, because he's given a yellow card for all of those, but doesn't give anything else. It is Nisbet gets a yellow card, and that is halfway through the second half. So that's 68 minutes for that yellow card. And it's one of those games this afternoon where the referee taking centre stage. And a free kick here to Bath City. It's about a couple of feet inside the Slough half. And Batten on the far hand side to take. Plays it this time, looking for Hines. Hines chests the ball down well on the edge of the area, but Lee Togwell's there to hook it away. Not the best of clearances. George Wells tries to take it down, heads it on, and finds Lee Togwell in the end. Togwell finding Lynch, who's in a deep position for Slough, being chased down here by Morton. Gives it back towards Wells. Wells clearance finds Clifford, who's done very well on this second game for Slough. Ball played in towards Batten, who hooks the ball down the line. It's still in play. Then Man takes a touch, can't control it in. It's out of play for a throw to Slough. Halfway through the second half. Still Bath 1, Slough 0. Got substitution for both sides. Coming on is Simon Dunn for number 10, who is Matt Lynch. So Lynch off for Slough, and Simon Dunn wearing 15 on.
Second substitution for Slough Town in the 60th
And then
minute,
you'll see
number 10, Matthew Lynch.
Ryan Brunt is the player coming on for Bath.
Simon Dunn.
And put your board up, mate. I think it was 14 that he was signalling. Just waiting for the board to come up. It is 14. So Adam Mann is off, and Ryan Brunt is on. So both sides making 2 substitutions so far. Adam Mann coming off for Bath. Coming on is Ryan Brunt. And Man getting a warm round of applause as he comes off here. And Brunt will go forwards for Bath City. Brunt has 10 goals. Good. So if he was playing for Slough, if he scored another one, he must be get injured or sold. So I bet he's glad he doesn't play for the Rebels. So the ball quickly take. Oh, a mistake here by Slough, and it gives Brunt the chance first time to cross the ball. Oh, what a save that is by Jack Turner from a yard out. The ball, brilliant play in from Brunt. First thing in, plays it into Hines. Hines, goal, gaping, pokes a leg at it, and Jack Turner just puts a hand out and blocks it on the line, gets to the rebound. How did Hines miss that? I tell you what, Hines is chasing the ball down, and then he judged to have fouled. That is a stunning save by Jack Turner. You thought that penalty save was good. That is a brilliant save from the Slough goalkeeper. He was behind him as he went to do it. Hines doesn't want to get 10 yards away from the ball. He's got to be careful here. I think it's just that disappointment of missing from almost a yard out. He was frustrated with that and chased the ball down, gave away a free kick. Just got to be careful. But it's a free kick to Slough, a couple of yards inside the Bath half. I'm going to keep saying that, sorry, Bath half. Fraser takes the free kick. It's put more to the side. Headed away, though, by Brunt. And then Sam Togwell shrugs off the challenge of Rains and Manages to find the ball here towards Clifford. Clifford skips past the challenge here inside. Takes a shot from distance. It's 25 yards out and it's just over the top of the bar. But I think that Clark had that covered. But at least Slough can say that they've had a shot in the second half. So they'll put that to their tally and be ever so grateful. Thanks to our friends here at Bath City. We do actually know that if all the games were just 45 minutes long, Slough would be top of the league. Unfortunately, they just happened to be very rubbish in the second half. You didn't put that in the programme, but that's what you meant. That's what he's saying. The ball headed away here by Romansky, flicked on by Cundy. Wood tries to win it back. Done with the flick on, but over the top here for Warren Harris. Harris bursting into the box. Romansky travels with him, and it's a good defensive clearance there by the on-loan defender, and a throw to Slough right by the corner flag. And again, Slough haven't got... has it gone out for a corner? I think it's gone out for a corner, actually. I'm quite surprised at that, but there you go. Corner to the Rebels. It'll be an out-swinging corner here for Slough. Billy Clifford to take this for Slough. And it's floated away from the goalkeeper, flicked away by Cundy, I think it was. Ball kept in on the far-hand side by Warren Harris. He's being closed down here by Watkins, trying to turn him on the far-hand side. And for all his twisting and turning, Warren Harris can't get across in this out of play for a goal kick. So, yes, so Slough would be top of the table if every single game was just first half only. So if you're listening at home thinking, who do I blame for that? You can blame the young gentleman to our side who gave us great information in the excellent Bath City programme. And we'll just continue, we'll get the next referee to abandon the game at half-time. Wouldn't matter today because we'll still be losing. And the ball played forwards. Lee Togwell with the header away. It comes through to Morton under pressure. Does well to find Batten. Batten down the line here, and Wells heads it. Skews a header back to looking for his goalkeeper. Sam Togwell has to head it away. Comes through to Lee Togwell. His clearance is blocked. Comes through to Simon Dunn. Little cushion ball inside towards Lee Togwell. Togwell chases. Romansky won it back here. And it's here now with Stern. Stern just guides past Simon Dunn. Little ball inside towards Brunt. Back here towards Stern. Chance for two. And Stern has put it over the top of the bar. How Slough are only 1-0 down this afternoon is an absolute bewilderment. Not only to me, but to every single Bath fan that's here at the moment. That really should have been the second goal. But Stern, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, just tries to dinks it over the goalkeeper and the crossbar. And it remains here at Twerton Park 1-0 with 15 minutes of the second half to go. And Jack Turner will take this goal kick for the Rebels. And eventually, he's going to get there. And Turner, long kick down the field, aimed towards Tommy Wood, the on-loan AFC Wimbledon striker. Can't get near the ball. This bit now chasing the ball backwards towards his own goal. Hooks it clear. Again, Wood can't control the ball. Hooked away by Straker. Ball, a little bit of head tennis. Stern with the clearance down the field here for Hines. 18-yard box level. He finds Straker. Straker inside here towards Morton. Morton turning away from Clifford. Back out here towards Straker down the left-hand side. He's up here against Lee Togwell. So skips past his challenge. Cuts across the centre. Hits it with the outside of his foot. Lovely ball across the field here on the far-hand side. And Simon Dunn with the tackle wins it back for Slough. In towards Warren Harris. Finding George Wells. Wells towards Manny Williams. Inside towards Dunn. Dunn just being challenged here by Morton, and a free kick to Slough. Morton just came through the back of Simon Dunn. So Warren Harris now with the ball through to Sean Fraser. Down the line here for Wood to chase, but it's gone straight out of play and out for a throw to Bath City. Ross Stern just chatting to the management team. I don't think he can believe that he's missed that as well. And along with that miss by Hines and the penalty miss, Slough really could be 4-0 down here at Bath. Ball comes through towards Hines again. Tricky again. George Wells with the clearance over the top, straight out of play. Hits the linesman on the feet. And a throw to Bath, almost about 20 yards away from their own goal. And looks as though Slough are going to make a third and final substitution. The ball played in, flicked on by Brunt again towards Stern. Stern tries to play it across. That's got to be a foul. The referee doesn't give it. Absolutely bewildering is the referee today. Slough have the ball here with George Wells. Plays it back outside. Just did 1-2 with Simon Dunn. Back towards Dunn. Back out towards Wells. A little bit behind him. Not the best of balls, but Wells working hard down that left-hand side. Oh, just goes past one, but Rains gets back into position and it comes off Wells last for a throw. It is, turn the board around, it's Josh Jackman coming on for Sean Fraser. So Jackman on, Sean Fraser off with 13 minutes left. 77 minutes. So Sean Fraser off, Josh Jackman on. And I think that Jackman is now on to cover with the pace of Hines down the near-hand side. So I think that's his job for the second half. Everyone's going over to one side of the pitch here as the throw will come in from Batten deep inside his own half. And long throw by him, taken down well on the chest there by Brunt. Tries to play the ball forward, only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet hits it high into the air. We're trying to flick the ball on, but there's no one there for Slough to get onto it. Headed away by Straker. Lee Togwell with the headers, forcing Warren Harris to stretch for the ball. It comes off Straker last, and Warren Harris just rolls off the pitch. And Josh Chapman's first thing will be to take a throw for Slough in towards Clifford. Clifford gives it back towards Chapman. Chased down well there by Morton. Comes off him though for another throw to Slough. And Wood has come deep in towards Warren Harris. Little flick on trying to find Clifford. Clifford gets a lucky ricochet in towards Lee Togwell. So now going backwards down the slope here. This bit with the ball over the top. It's too far and Watkins has plenty of time to win the ball on that far right hand side. Plays it in here towards Brunt. Oh, Brunt dummies the ball, but Sam Togwell read it well. And here towards Clifford. Back here towards Sam Togwell. Hines is on him like a flash. Togwell turns away from the goal and keeps the ball in and then just proceeds to scoop it up and out of play for a throw to Bath City. Good work though by Hines without the ball this time. And Straker will take the throw for Bath, 10 yards inside their own half. And aim towards Brunt. Jackman with the volley clearance away. Little touch by Warren Harris in towards Clifford. Clifford on the halfway line. Keeps the ball in and he's got the ball back from Jackman. Ball played and takes a deflection. Smashed clear by Romansky. And it will go all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal, who's going to roll it out here towards George Wells. Slough having to go up the hill here at Twerton Park in these final 11 minutes. Ball played across forwards Warren Harris. Hits Warren Harris on the hand. Ricochets though, no free kick here with Josh Chapman. Chapman inside towards Clifford. Clifford trying to go on his own on the outside. He's going to chip the ball into the post. It's a good cross. Headed goal was by his own defender in Batten, but it's taken by Clark underneath the goal with Wood coming in to try and get the ball, but well taken by Clark in the Bath City goal, who hasn't really had a lot to do this afternoon. And a long kick by him over the top here, headed away by Nisbet, straight out of play for a throw to Bath. And you'll see a third and final substitution for Bath City. Coming on is number 19, who is Tom Smith. He will replace number 11, who is Ross Stern. And 80 minutes. So
number 11, Ross Stern.
Stern is the player coming off, and Smith is the player coming on. And Stern getting a warm round of applause again as he comes off in this main stand here.
Being replaced by number 19, Tom Smith.
And Smith comes on. And we're into the final 10 minutes of the game. Still Bath City 1, Slough Town 0. Slough should be dead and buried at the moment. And it's throw on the far hand side, inside towards Rains from Watkins, back in towards Rains, comes through to Smith. Smith's first touch, there's an offside against Brunt, I think it is. So it's a free kick to Slough on the far hand side, level their own 18-yard box. Slough with a strike force on the field so far that has only got one goal between the two strikers, and that was in a Berks and Bucks Cup game. So not much danger for Slough at the moment. The ball's here with Warren Harris, been popping up on the right-hand side, finding Clifford, who's covered a lot of the ground for Slough. Cuts inside really well, bringing the ball with him. Little ball inside here towards Dunn. Dunn crosses first time. Wood tries to get there, and Chapman at the pier post. It's a great challenge, in fact, from Hines on the far-hand side. Lee Togwell keeps the ball in. Straker under pressure from Chapman. Chapman gets a touch. Hines is down in. I think he's just stretched as he went in for defensive block there. Good defensive work by Hines. But I think he's just stretched as he went for the ball to challenge Chapman at the back post. And just going to see if he needs any kind of treatment. I think he's going to get to his feet. And looks like he's okay to continue without any treatment. And it'll be a throw here to Bath City. Matt Lynch just below is going for a run as he's the sub now. Ball played in towards Brunt. Brunt holds the ball up, hooks the ball down the field. Nisbet heads it away. Mawson with the header across towards Rains. Rains trying to find Watkins down the far hand side. Oh, he beats Wells to the board and then comes down the far hand side. Nisbet's got to come across. Smith's made a run into the box. He gets to the box, turns inside, treads on the ball. Has to be held the ball up and moves away from goal. And that gives Slough a chance to get some numbers in. Back here too, though, with Rains. Trying to turn on the far hand side again towards Watkins. Watkins turning up against Wells. Wells gets a touch in and Simon Dunn's there for Slough. Back towards Wells. Slough keeping it in the wrong half of the pitch. They keep the ball and bring it out here now with George Wells. Playing the ball forwards here for Wood. Wood's holding the ball up for Slough, finding Manny Williams. Williams chipping the ball forwards. It's a poor ball forwards. Warren House has got to chase it. Straker takes it down really well. Good composure there by the defender and captain. And then the ball played out by Rains towards Batten. Plays down the field. It's Lee Togwell's header finding Clifford. Clifford up against more Rains. Rains tackle wins the ball, but only as far as George Wells. In towards Simon Dunn. Finding Clifford. Back here towards Wells. Wells trying to find Manny Williams. Just can't get to the ball, and Cundy smashes the clearance down the field. A lucky ricochet for Slough finding Mark Nisbet in towards Lee Togwell. Togwell trying to dink a ball out to his brother Sam. Sam stretches to get there. Brunt closes him down and he goes back towards Turner. And Turner then skies it up in the air. And Brunt will chase that one down by the corner flag. Holds the ball up well. Finding Straker down the left-hand side. Inside here towards Morton. Morton under pressure. Finding Brunt. Brunt holds the ball up. Back here towards Morton. Morton trying to use his body. Clifford with the challenge, but Morton does really well. Then finds Straker. Straker's ball in and Clifford chasing everything for Slough. Brunt wins it. Gets a chance to take a touch. Shoots from 25 yards out. But just over the top of the bar. And we're going to see. So Bath City just congratulating the Slough fans who made the journey down the M4 this afternoon. Long kick down the field by Turner. Straight out of play and out of play for a throw to Bath City. Tom Wood goes and gets the ball for Batten. And it's Batten to take the throw 10 yards inside his own half. And Slough got 5.5 minutes to try and muster a goal. There'll be at least 2 minutes of added time, I guess. Ball play back towards the goalkeeper Turner from Lee Togwell. Turner has the ball just inside his head. Plays it long down the field here looking for Wood. Wood beaten to the ball by Romansky. Here with Smith. Smith's ball in. One back here by Mawson towards Straker. Straker down the line. Good idea, but Smith wasn't going to get there because the ball went out of play. Throw to Slough. Sam Togwell takes it quickly towards Josh Chapman. Chapman has to deal with a high ball. Back here towards Sam Togwell. His ball forwards looking for Wood. Wood flicks the header on, but wrong way. Headed up in the air, though, by Rains. And Manny Williams gets there for Slough, holding the ball up. But a great challenge in the end. Coming in on the far hand side by Watkins. Played forwards here for Hines. Hines running at Sam Togwell. Just puts the accelerators on. Still has the ball. Skips past the challenge of Lee Togwell. That surely had to be a foul. Again, the referee doesn't see anything. I'd hate to be driving home in his car this afternoon. Good challenge in from Rains on the far hand side. And ball goes out of play for a throw to Slough. And they've been pinned in their own half. 10 yards inside their own half. Slough fans still making some noise on that far corner as Wells hooks the clearance down the field towards Williams. Williams, ball still in play, trying to find Warren Harris, headed away by Cundy. Ball comes here in the end for Rains. Rains skipping past a couple of challenges, still with the ball. Lovely ball inside towards Smith, who just backheeled turned into danger. And the ball's here with Billy Clifford, finding Josh Jackman down the right-hand side. Straker's in front of him. Jackman hits it straight at him, but Jackman's there first for Slough to get the ball back towards Turner. Turner under pressure from Hines. Ball play forwards for Wood. Heads it on, but this time the ball's gone out of play. And a throw to the home side. So now into the final 3.5 minutes of normal time. Slough have struggled to muster a shot in the second half. They've got to try and get one if they want anything out of this game. It'll be Straker with the throw in front of our commentary position here. Down the line looking for Brunt. Lee Togbell with the header away. It comes through to Warren Harris. Just finds the ball towards Wood. Wood cushion ball to Wills Clifford. Clifford chips it forward. Edge of the box. There's a slip there and Manny Williams tries to get there. Batten hooks the clearance up in the air. Warren Harris with the header towards Simon Dunn. Away from goal, and then Straker has the chance to clear for Slough. There's a bit of pushing and shoving between Runt and then Brunt's having an argument with Matt Lench on the side. Brunt's the one who is adjudged to have fouled. Slough try and take it quickly, trying to get a yellow card for Hines, which isn't going to happen. Some of the Bath City management team aren't too happy with the reaction of the Slough players, but the free kick's been taken quickly. And Slough had the ball with Wells on the far hand side. Crosses it into the box. Looking for Warren Harris. Towards goal. Was he's bouncing around. Looks like a handball. Slough, Manny Williams appealing for a handball. Wasn't given. The clearance only comes as far as the 18-yard line towards Brunt. Brunt smashes it clear. Looked like there was a handball inside the box. Wasn't given. I don't think it was ball to hand. I think it was more accidental. Ball's here though with George Wells. Crossing it forwards again. Warren Harris trying to get there. Over the top and it's going to be a throw to Bath City. With 2 minutes of normal time plus added time to go on. And Bath just taking their time with this throw. And I think Manny Williams is just. I think Manny Williams is a little bit disappointed with the referee here that. He wasn't given a penalty in the box, and then he's just a bit disappointed in the fact that his taken Bath City will now to throw the ball on. Ball comes in, it's won back here by Hines. It's just been announced as the home side's man of the match here with Wells. Over the top here for Straker to chase up against Warren Harris. Harris tries to get this out of play for a goal kick. Good defending by the Bath City captain. And there's a couple of Slough fans, I think, just a little bit disappointed with something going on here. There's something that's obviously been said down the front there, but we'll ignore that because that's got nothing to do with football. And it's Clark with the kick. It's not the best of kicks, but it comes through towards Rains. It's won back though by Slough with Simon Dunn. Manny Williams turns past a couple of players, still has the ball, tries to feed in Wood, and the referee brings it back for a foul, which was never there in a million years. I'm not sure what Stevie Wonder's doing, but I think his twin brother's here refereeing. Absolute blind is this referee. Slough get a fortunate free kick 35 yards away from goal. And Rains has just got a booking as well, so very much like the home game. Yellow cards flashing around all around the game. Booking on 89 minutes. It's a free kick that Billy Clifford will take for Slough. Everyone in front in the Bath half apart from Jack Turner. And it's Clifford and Lee Togwell standing over it.
So we have a minimum of 4 minutes additional time.
4 minutes of added time. Ball played into the box, headed away. Comes through to Hines. Hines has got a chance to break here for Bath. It's 3 against 1. Hines running with the ball. Just Lee Togwell trying to hold it up. Comes here towards Morton. Morton chips the goalkeeper. Oh, what a lovely goal that is by Morton. And that wraps up the points here for Bath City. The work, though, again comes from the man of the match, Hines. Slough's free kick was absolutely diabolical. Couldn't beat the first man. It was headed away. Hines ran 40, 50 yards with the ball. Lee Togwell was trying to hold him up. The ball ricocheted into the path of Morton. And Morton, with a first touch, just lobs the goalkeeper It's beautifully chipped from around 20 odd yards outside of the goal. Just chips it over Jack Turner's head. It nestles in the bottom of the goal. And it's Bath City 2, Slough Town 0. And it all came from the fact that Slough's free kick, with every man forward in the box, was absolutely poor. Ball's here now with Josh Chapman running at the Bath City defence. Still running. Plays the ball out here towards Simon Dunn. A few bodies going over on the edge of the box. Here with Clifford. Clifford trying to chip the ball over. Takes the deflection, easily taken by Clark in the Bath City goal. And Slough will be absolutely disappointed. The fact that free kick with everybody forwards didn't even beat the first man on the 18-yard line. And it allowed a break for Bath. It's 3 against 1. Lee Togwell, the only one back for Slough. And a cracking finish by Morton. His first goal for Bath City. Slough get a free kick here as well. So we're into 2 minutes of the 4 to be added on. Again, Slough aren't too happy with the referee. I think Brunt is going to get another yellow card. I've run out of... Brunt's going to get one on 92. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow cards for the home side and 3 yellow cards for the away side. So obviously today's referee Alex Blake wants to keep Clintons in business. As Turner takes his free kick for Slough. Again, it's not beating the first man. Headed on there by Rains. Comes out towards Watkins. Smashes it down the field. Hines is in an offside position, so the ball will run through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. He's going to just smash it straight upfield for the Rebels. Played in. Manny Williams beaten to the ball by Mawson. Scored that second goal. Sam Togwell then heads it on. Only comes as far as Rains. There's an offside against Bath City for Hines, who looks like he's absolutely knackered. And Hines again standing right next to the ball. And this is stupid from Hines. He's been absolutely brilliant this afternoon. He really has. He's caused so much problems to the Slough defence. He now gets a yellow card in the 93rd minute when his team are 2-0 up for standing in front of a free kick and not being 10 yards away. It's just absolute beyond belief that he can do that when he's done so well for the rest of the game. Free kick taken quickly by Slough, easily claimed by Clark on the edge of the box there. He's not too happy with Wood there, but it's taken down by Clark, and that really should almost be it by the time that the referee kicks ball. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on between Wood and Batten, which has been Straker's in there as well. This game has really just hotted up for no reason whatsoever apart from absolutely poor refereeing. It really is. Straker being spoken to by the referee. Batten not too happy with Wood. Mawson standing in there giving him some verbals as well. But if this referee knew how to get... I don't really know what this referee's doing. He's just made Clark, the goalkeeper, drop the ball to pick the ball up. Manny Williams is standing in front of him. Clark kicks the ball down the field, and that is the final whistle here at Twerton Park. It's finished Bath City 2, Slough Town 0. And to be honest, apart from the first half where Slough played some good footballing spells, the second half they were really poor going down the hill, with Freddie Hines causing so much damage to the Slough team. He caused lots of problems going up the hill in the first half. Second half, he was absolutely fantastic coming down the hill. Deservedly man of the match he was given. But honestly, this game has been absolutely ruined by an absolutely atrocious referee. First of all, Bath City should have had a penalty in the first half, which wasn't given. He then gave a penalty at the start of the second half, which no one appealed for. He then gave out yellow cards for silly things and blew his whistle for fouls that weren't really fouls. And unfortunately, the referee is being surrounded by both sets of players on the pitch. That's how bad his refereeing was this afternoon. So we're finished here this afternoon. Long coach trip on the way home this evening, but Slough will be just clapping. The Slough fans and players are just clapping each other here on the far hand side. and even the Bath management team having a word with the referee, who's not the most popular of people here this afternoon. But it's all over here, and the Slough fans getting a really good round of applause from the Slough Town players. It's finished Bath City 2, Slough 0. But to be honest, it really could and should have been more to Bath City. They could have easily won that one by 4 or 5 goals. Thank you all for listening in. Miles Reardon, Romeo, Ian, Baby Boy, Neil Humphrey, Ian Graham, you're all on there. You all know who you are. We're just going to see if we can find you the full-time scores from the other games in our league. So just bear with me while I find you those full-time scores in the National League South. And then you can all go and enjoy your rest of the weekend. It was Bath 2, Slough 0, Dartford 2, Woking 0, Eastbourne 0 under the new manager, Willstone 3, Gloucester City 0, Chelmsford 0, Hemel 2, Concord 2, Hungerford 0, Welling 1, Oxford City 2, Billericay 3, St Albans 2, Truro 2, Torquay 5, Dulwich 2, Weston-super-Mare 0, Chippenham Town 1. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We will be back next Saturday, where it's Slough Town at home to Hemel Hempstead Town. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you for tuning in, and we will be back next Saturday. Thanks a lot.